Hello everyone, welcome back. I am so excited to be sharing the new October through December 2022 Close to My Heart catalog. You can see this is packed full of Christmas goodness and so much more, but I'm super excited about so many of these papers and stamps. So we are going to dive right in. I do have some artwork samples to share with you, just a few cards that I always just like to kind of start creating and, with no rhyme or reason to see what I can come up with, and it just kind of gets those creative juices flowing. So as always, when you open the catalog, there's a table of contents. There's a little bit about being a Close to My Heart maker. If you're ever interested in joining my team, let me know. And there's also the VIP program, which is awesome. You guys, you earn 15% credit to use on future orders. You get the stamp of the month free with your $50 order each month. And then there's exclusive offers that you have access to as a VIP. This is a look at the Craft with Heart card making and scrapbooking subscription. These are fun. These are a great way to create cards and scrapbook layouts quickly, or if you're just starting out, it's a great way to learn, or if you're just pressed for time or maybe limited on space. This is just kind of a put together type of project, but it's very versatile and you can always level these up. So I do have the card making subscription. It comes in a box like this, and I already opened this, but you get a stamp set of seasons here, and they're always appropriate to the season. So of course they do have Christmas sayings, but there's also thank you, best wishes, happy birthday, sympathy. So a really well-rounded variety of stamps. You get a little ink cube to stamp your sentiments, an acrylic block. There are cards and envelopes. You can see we have slimline and regular A2 card size, and then they give you, they call them cut above, because really you just punch everything out and it's putting it together. You can add foam tape, you can add, glitter gems, you can add different things. So you get to create 2 of each design, and they're super cute. So you can see some of these are pre-printed, but you add to them, so you can add that dimension, and then you can customize your stamped embellishment as well. So a couple slimline cards, all sorts of card bases here to create these cards. Look at how pretty this one is. I just love it. I love little scene cards in the beautiful night sky. And then as far as the pieces come, and they're labeled, they tell you exactly what card they go to, and you just pop them out. It's that easy, and you put them together. So super fun. Scrapbook kit is similar, and you can see those online. They'll show you what comes in the subscription kit for that particular catalog cycle. So you can pop over to the Craft with Heart online and check that out. So when we turn the page here, we get into our first scrapbooking and card making collection. This is freshly baked. It's super cute, you guys. Baking memories. I love the little artwork sample they have here. And here's a little overview of the papers. But when you turn the page, you will see the pattern papers and coordinating sticker sheet. They always have coordinating cardstock, enamel dots, and these aren't just dots. There's hearts and little bursts and stars all on here in different colors that coordinate beautifully. There are the pocket cards, which you guys know I love to use on my regular 12 by 12 layouts. I cut them up for titles, embellishments, or use them for layering. There is also the digital collection. Look at that cookie sheet. It is so cute. So we have a pre-designed layout. There's cards, official cookie tester. I know I have several menfolk in my house, my boys and my husband, that would all love the title of official cookie tester. So it's very, very cute. And I think this can be used for more than just Christmas, and I will show you something that I created here. So now we have a stamp set. This is freshly baked card making stamp. You can see it creates a recipe. How many of you guys have created kind of a scrapbook style recipe book? They're so fun. I really like it. I've started one and I haven't added to it a whole lot, so maybe this will inspire me to do that. But then we have freshly baked scrapbooking stamp, and this is a die. So this is really, really cute. It's a die that you cut out, and it's like a little cookie cooling rack. And then everything shaded in this kind of toffee color here has a coordinating thin cut. So super cute titles. One cute cookie, life is short, lick the bowl. And then we have different cookie shapes that you can, decorate your page here. So look at this cute layout. I just think it's so sweet there. And they've really done well with all that pattern paper, incorporating it without overwhelming the photo. I just think it's super cute. We have the freshly baked scrapbooking workshop. So I showed you a few pages back, you can get just the paper pack and sticker sheet and do your own thing, or you can get the workshop. What the workshop includes is everything in the paper pack. You get the sticker sheet, the paper pack, coordinating cardstock. You get those enamel dots that blend so beautifully with these colors, and extra die cuts and extra pattern paper. So you have everything you need to create 3 double page layouts, and I love that they have incorporated a lot of photos in all of these layouts. If you guys have been following my channel for a while, you know I like to use these as kind of a jumping off point and still do my own thing, which you completely, totally easy to switch it up and do that. But you can see this red kind of swirly frame you would pop out of this die cut sheet here. So those are only exclusive with the scrapbooking workshop. You can also get these with memory protectors or without. So that's always a nice option too. But super cute layouts. These colors are pretty fun. I'm actually enjoying these colors. But look at all those photos. And I love these little kind of round circular elements that look like pies or cookies. Very cute. This is the card making workshop, which, when they say card making workshop, you can always use these on scrapbook layouts as well. So the stamp sets that come with the card making workshops are exclusive. You can only get them in the workshop. So again, everything in brown has a coordinating die cut, and you get to make 16 cards. There's 4 designs and you make 4 of each design. Now I already went ahead and made a couple of these. So I have this one here, which is this card, and I did, instead of stamping it in Glacier like they've done there, I stamped it in the Scarlet, because that is the coordinating color in here, and I just thought it popped a little bit more. But how cute are these cookies? Otherwise, I followed the card pretty closely. I did add one little enamel or glitter gem up top, and they just have 2 on the bottom there. So really fun card to recreate. And then I also did this one here, which is this card you can see. And then I love this little heart border die. I think that's really fun. It comes in the stamp set. And then we have a plate full of cookies. And then it's a sorry you're feeling crummy. So kind of a someone's under the weather and you want to send them a card to cheer them up. But it's also very easy to change up the sentiment. So I know as crafters, we have tons of sentiment stamps. So I use a lot of thank you cards. And so I created this one here and just switched out the sentiment to a thank you. But otherwise, they are exactly the same. I did trim down the yellow, the honey butter. Their margin was a little bit wider, and I just wanted more of the white showing, just kind of brighten it up. So I did, that's the only change I made other than the sentiment, is cutting down that honey butter cardstock just a little bit smaller here. And let's see, I have a few more cards. Let me grab those real quick. Before we look at those cards, I want to show you they do come with this guide. So everything in the workshops walks you through how to create it. There's the cutting guides and then how to adhere them together and little helpful tips and whatnot. Like they've done some ink blending on the bottom of this panel here. So very, very fun and easy. But I really like to use these because you can use these for other papers and apply them to these same sketches, which I'll show you an example of here in just a moment. But I want to show you this card right here with the stamped cookies on the bottom and the sentiment on the top. I kind of flip that around. So you can see we have our cookies and then we have the same, strip of paper going across here, but I flipped it upside down and then I changed it up from there. I added a little burlap ribbon from my stash and I stamped my sentiment on the circle here and then added a few of the hearts. These are from the enamel dots that come in the core catalog. So in the August through July 2023 core catalog, you can see on page 72, they have all of these fun dots in different color palettes, and they're kind of ombre. So for the reds, it's scarlet, candy apple, and papaya. And so you have this ombre effect in each of the color families. And that is where these cute little hearts came from for this card, but I love that. How fun is that? You just stamp the cookie in toffee and then the chocolate chips you layer over the top in mocha ink, and I just really like that. But always think kind of, just like flipping a sketch or stretching a sketch. We just took that same card sketch from this workshop and flipped it upside down for a fun new look. And then I also have one more. This, I kind of had some scraps left over, so I created a birthday card with this same freshly baked collection. So there is a recipe on this pattern paper here, and I thought that polka dots are really fun. They remind me of birthday confetti anyway. So I took the sentiment, chip chip hooray, and then on the inside, I stamped "It's your birthday." So chip chip hooray, it's your birthday. And I thought that was really cute. So this is from my stash. I know a lot of us have, again, we have tons of sentiments. So dig through your stash and see what you have. And then I decorated the inside, just stamping a few more of those cookies. I'm repeating that pattern paper there just for a little pop inside when you open the card. But doesn't that make a great birthday themed layout? And I did pop the cookies up on foam tape, so I thought that that was really fun. You could tell I've been having fun with this collection. So let me get these cleared up because we are moving on to the Christmas story, which is the next collection here. Very traditional. You're going to love this if you love traditional colors. So Christmas story, again, we've got this beautiful traditional color palette, and I just love this little wreath here, and they have some examples of artwork. There's a scrapbook layout, which I love a grid style with all the pattern paper worked in, and it's fun how they did different sizes. So this is, instead of a square, they filled the space with a rectangle, and I think that's a fun look. This is the paper pack coordinating sticker sheet. Again, cardstock embellishments. These embellishments are so cute. Love them. You can see they've got some glittery ornaments, some great word phrases, and, Merry Christmas, 'tis the season, all is bright, happy holidays. A couple different ways to put, 25th on your layouts or projects, and then a digital art collection as well, and then the pocket cards. Very fun. I love traditional colors. I do like a good wintry feel Christmas project, like with glacier and sparkly white glitter paper, but I have to say, if I had to pick, it'd be traditional colors. So this is the Christmas Story card making stamp, and I have been creating a lot with this too. And I want to show you so bad, but it's for our special event, the 31 Days of Christmas Cards with the Creative Design Team. 31 videos and over 31 card designs, because many of the videos will give you different card options for that design. And it starts October 1st and goes through the month of October. So if you want to get in on that, you can find the description in the description box below. There's a link, and you only have till the end of September to sign up for that. So you don't want to miss out. If you like to make your own Christmas cards, you're going to want to check that out and join the fun. Now, this is the Christmas Story scrapbooking workshop. Sometimes I get the paper pack, sometimes I get the workshop. It just depends. I did get the workshop for all the collections because I really like the layouts. And again, I'm going to switch them up, but I like the pieces. This circular element here I think is so cute, and there's a ton of tags and little banner elements and ornaments on the die cut shape or sheets, the bonus ones. Very usable shapes, so I like that. And again, I just love the layouts. I think they're great designs. And then we get into the card making workshop for Christmas Story, and I kind of call this like a homespun Christmas with a mason jar, and I just really like it. So I did create some of these. Let me grab those. So this card here is, after this one, I changed it up just a little bit. They took the sage and they doodled little stitching lines on there. I have the stitched rectangle dies, so it's a little bit smaller than what they have, but it's the same look, and I like that faux stitching on there. So I changed that. I changed this workshop comes with gold shimmer trim, which is awesome. It's like adhesive backed shimmer ribbon. and I changed it to the pine glitter cardstock. I just cut a strip of that glitter cardstock, and I stamped again the sentiment in scarlet instead of black here, and added a red bow instead of the glacier one here. And then you can see to the little berries, I added some red stickles. It's probably hard to see. I don't know if you could see the shine on there. And then I just covered everything in a shimmer brush. But I just created that design, and I haven't done any of the others because I was playing with some different designs. But look at this set here. All of these are die cuts. So you can just cut out those sprigs and use them on so many projects. I was super excited about that. Remember in the Freshly Baked workshop, I showed you this card here that was from that workshop. Well, I took the same card design and I used it for the Christmas Story stamp set. So you can see how versatile these designs are. Now, again, this little heart border does not come with this workshop. It comes with the Freshly Baked, but you know, we want to use our crafty supplies as much as possible. So I just went ahead and translated this sketch into this workshop here. And I really like how that turned out. I thought it was super fun. I just love this little mason jar. I had this little heart from a die from my stash, and so I just put that right over the mason jar, because instead of stamping the sentiment on the jar, I added it here. Just like in the sketch, we have the sentiment going across, so I thought I would add it to this piece of cardstock here, and then I wanted something to fill the space on the jar, and then we just added a couple little gold glitter gems, and I thought that that was really fun to, and everything else is from this workshop except for the scarlet glitter paper and the heart die and this die. Here's one more card example using this workshop here. I used a design from one of the Make It From Your Heart volumes. Let me grab that really quick. I am a huge fan of the sketchbooks. Make It From Your Heart. This is volume 4. So this one here is all dedicated to cards. Some of them are scrapbooking, some are scrapbooking and cards, but volume 4 is for cards. And I used this pattern 17, to create this card. So they give you a couple different examples. They give you all the measurements, making this so easy to put together. And I cut the little sprig here, this little berry sprig out of scarlet glitter paper, and it's just so sparkly and shiny. Can you see that? And then I added some red sequins from my stash and a little twine from my stash as well. But see how versatile these are, and it's really fun to just kind of get creative and use sketches from other workshops or the idea books or just your own imagination and create different cards along with all of these in the workshop. Super fun. But yeah, I just love the scarlet sparkle with this color palette. So pretty. All right, let me scoot this back in. Now this third collection is called Cherish, and it goes in a whole different direction. So it's not Christmassy. It has kind of a wintry feel. This could be, really great for spring as well. I think there's a lot of nice things you could do with this collection. So again, we have our pattern paper they show you here, and I like that there's some bold patterns with some subtle patterns, which really makes it nice for mixing and matching. And the embellishments are gorgeous. They do, this one almost looks like a snowflake, so you can kind of embrace that winter feel if you want to. And just different color embellishments, the cardstock, pocket cards, and the digital art collection. Now this layout right here in their digital collection, I think is gorgeous. I love this with the banners hanging down. Absolutely love that with this big row of, floral embellishments. I think that is so pretty. And Cherish the Little Things. I mean, that is a very, very versatile title. And you can see, look at that hello card. I think that's super cute and very usable. So I will definitely be adding that to my digital art collection. I don't know if I mentioned it earlier, they're SVGs. So no matter what, if you have a Silhouette or a Cricut, whatever cutting machine you have, those will work. This is the Cherish card making stamp. This does have a thin cut, but it also has a stencil. So you have 3 layers to the stencil for adding, very easy coloring. This is a big image here, and not all of us are a fan of coloring. So you could, stamp that on colored cardstock and cut it out and do some paper piecing, or you could color it with your markers. But now we have the stencil, so you can color the flowers and then the leaves, and they even have the flower centers and berries down here. So that makes for super fast coloring. You just grab one of your little blending brushes here from the core catalog and then choose your ink colors, and this does make it very, very quick. And you can still get some color variation. Do you see how it's darker around the outside? So you just put it on really lightly or go with a lighter color in the center and then a darker color, or just apply more ink towards the outside, and you'll get these shading effects that gives it more of a realistic kind of 3D look. This is the Cherish Scrapbooking Stamp and Thin Cuts. So lots of usable leaves, kind of sprigs here, flowers to create your custom embellishments, and then a very nice bold title option, Cherish. Oh, I should read these to you because I do like the sentiments. Thankful for you. With deepest sympathy, you're in my thoughts today, and hello, or you could say hello there. So really nice, just kind of checking in on a friend, or sympathy cards, or you can always pair those with what other sentiments you have in your crafty stash. Here is the scrapbooking workshop. Again, 3 double-page layouts. These circles are kind of fun. I did get the workshop again for this one. I think this is going to be fun to kind of put my own creative spin on. So I like these bonus pieces that you get with this particular workshop, and I think these colors are gorgeous. Love them. Here's the card making workshop. This die right here, I haven't had a chance to, cut into this one yet, but I'm looking forward to it. I was just kind of focused on Christmas. So, but that die is very, very beautiful, and those make a lot of impact on a card very simply. So it just adds kind of a high impact to the background there with lots of layers and details. This is the Mix-In paper collection. This is designed to go with the other collections in the catalog, so it can be used as a standalone. They're great patterns and colors, or again, you can mix them in with those other collections just to kind of stretch your paper stash a little bit more. So now we're getting into our stamps and thin cuts, and then of course even more. And I love how they always give you this fun little overview with little kind of snippets of artwork. There's that cookie sheet from the freshly baked card making stamp. I love it. So cute. Let's see here. So this is called Happy Turkey Day. You can see lots of Thanksgiving sentiments. These would be fun for cards, but I'm going to be using them to document, Thanksgiving holiday memories. So these are really fun. Leftovers are for quitters, Happy Turkey Day, sweet as pie, feast mode. I mean, these gobble till you gobble till you wobble, but lots of fun expressions, sentiments, and then these pies. And I know these are going to work for so many other things besides Thanksgiving. So we have the Peace and Light stamp, very pretty, kind of Hanukkah. For those of you that celebrate Hanukkah, this is a beautiful stamp set, and I like their this here is a great card design, very, very pretty. Here they've done some stamping, some ink blending, and layered those die cuts over the top. We have some fun Christmas elves, and they have shown them on a scrapbook layout and a card. So very, very fun. And then we have, this one is tons of sentiments. It's called North Pole Mail Stamp Set. So you can kind of stamp the outside, and then you have all of these fun. Santa wants to know what you want for Christmas. Write him a letter. Christmas bucket list. Pick one. And there's like drink hot cocoa, build a snowman, go ice skating, decorate the tree, read a Christmas story, and see Christmas lights. I would like to check all of those boxes. Yes, 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 yes. All fun Christmas traditions. Make a gingerbread house. So just tons of fun things that pertain to the holiday season. And these elves do have coordinating thin cuts, so that is always nice. You don't have to fussy cut those out. I know not all of us are a fan of fussy cutting. This stamp's beautiful. I really love nativity scenes and nativity stamp sets. This is the prettiest one I have seen in a very long time. I absolutely love it, and I cannot wait to create. I have some ideas for this one, but look at how detailed that is, how they created that little scene and then the night sky. And I just, here's some pattern paper. Very, very pretty. And then this stamp here they've demonstrated here. And again, I love the ink blending and then how they've just highlighted kind of like the starlight going on to baby Jesus. Very, very pretty. Love it. Let's see. Are you guys seeing lots of things you want to add to your Christmas wish list? I know the train's going to be a big hit. A lot of people are pretty excited about this train, and I see why. It's very, very cute. So there's a little ticket set that would go nicely with the whole train theme, and I think tickets are fun anyway, so this was definitely on my list. They're great for layering, tucking in. They work for travel pages. They really work for anything. It's just kind of like how I use tags and tabs. A ticket works also. Maybe not, you know, some of these are neutral, like admit one, round trip, admission. You can use those for a lot of different, you know, events. So, and then we have our train. So this one's called Admit One. This is the Holiday Express. And then this one is Let It Snow. Very fun. So it looks like you can create kind of a little snow globe almost. There's a little base of it, and then you can put a little village in there. Super cute. You can see they've done it here with and made it into a shaker, or even stamp the inside of an ornament just using that same circular idea. We have some fun thin cuts on this page here, as well as embossing folders. This one here is called the Holly embossing folder, and this one also comes with a couple stencils. So you emboss the images, and then you can color in the leaves and the holly, and then add some details in a different color on top. So not only do you have texture, but you have color as well. So I thought that that was a really fun idea. This up here, Merry Christmas, is a thin cut, and it's nice and big. This is going to make a fabulous title on scrapbook layouts. You could just put Christmas, and you could pair it with different words like Christmas time, Christmas memories, you know, Merry Christmas, just like they have on their card example here. So this is an embossing folder that they've used on this particular slimline, and then put the Merry Christmas. Super quick and simple card, and I love all the texture and detail this card has. But yeah, I definitely am going to be using this for a Christmas layout. It tells you in the catalog that thin cuts are shown, and in this case it's 50% of actual size, but I know it's hard to kind of picture that, so I just thought let's measure this. So the Christmas word is 6.5 inches long by almost 1.5 inches tall. So that, you know, it's just nice to have kind of a visual. Of course, we know the size of a slimline card, so that helps us kind of picture that as well. But yeah, that's going to be great title options. Now this here is the To Go Cups thin cuts, and I think it's so cute. But before we look at that, let's check out this card example here. They have used the embossing folder. So again, they've created that texture, and then they've used their leaves to color in one shade of green, and then this one for a second shade of green. So it looks like pine and probably sage that they've done that background with, but it really has a lot of impact. And I know it's difficult to appreciate the texture in a photo, but I'm willing to bet in person that that looks very cool. And then they've just used this sentiment here, added the heart in the center, merry and bright, couple little glitter dots on there, and that's super cute. Now the To Go Cups thin cuts, this is really fun. This is big actually. It comes in a package. All the thin cuts come with their own magnetic sheet. Sorry about the glare on there, but you can see how big this is, like a piece of paper size. This is big. So this would be kind of like an A2 card size almost. And they give you step-by-step instructions of how to put it together, but you can see on the, so this cuts it out. This is going to score it so you can open and close. This creates a scored flap, so you can lift up the little lid there and it just flips up, and then you could open it. So the lid keeps the card closed, and then you can create like a belly band with your little Java jacket here. So fun, and different tops that you can put on your cup. So You can see they've used this one here to create a layer behind the little Java jacket, or whatever you want to call it. I always call them a Java jacket. You know, the things that you can hold the hot cups and they don't burn your hand. And then different here, and again, they've used the same sentiment to decorate the front of these cups, but you can see how they've layered kind of the whipped cream inside of the rounded lid, or you could just do a traditional like coffee cup lid. So different things you can do. And how fun would that be to put like a Starbucks gift card in and give to people for Christmas time? I just think that would be a super fun idea for little Christmas gifts to hand out. So, and it's so nice that they come on their own magnetic sheet. I just love that. We have more Christmas coming here. So very nice sentiments here. We wish you a Merry Christmas or Happy Holidays. And then we have background stamps. So these are nice for creating like a little plaid texture, and they have used these. Wouldn't these be great snow dots or snow flurries for embossing too? You can see they have used these on the cards here. They've actually cut out the little trees, and I know it's hard to see, but they've stamped the background with the different, you know, there's little dots there. There's some border stamps as well that they have shown here. And this one's fall leaves. This one's holly, and this almost looks like little snow flurries. So you could use this for, you know, fall and winter as well. That's always nice to get more than one season from your stamps. Now this guy right here is called Christmas Reindeer, and I think he's so handsome. I definitely got this, and I got the snowflake thin cuts, and I love it. So we have a, you know, he could go on a scrapbook layout for sure, or we have beautiful card designs. So you can see they've put the banner across the bottom, and then they have the little holly and ivy kind of pine boughs coming out the bottom there. And it looks like they've colored them in with maybe colored pencils or maybe the markers. It's kind of hard to tell from the picture, but here they've embossed him onto a darker colored cardstock, which is another fun idea for the reindeer. The snowflake stamps, looks like they've stamped the little background here. These do have coordinating thin cut dies. So stamps and thin cuts, these are just thin cuts. So you can see they've mixed them here. They have thin cuts just layered in the background with a few stamped embellishments, creating this beautiful diagonal design across that scrapbook layout, which is always a nice, pleasing way to kind of layer your embellishments. So here we have So Much Fun, and this is Sand, Surf, and Santa. For those of you that have Christmas in warmer climates, I know you guys love these kind of tropical or warm weather Christmas stamps. So the surfboard with the lights around it and a little star at the top, I thought that was really, really fun. Working on my Santa bod. Let's make sand angels, Sand, Surf, and Santa. So it definitely has a Christmas vibe. But it's got this warm weather kind of summertime feel to it also. And then we have our cold weather stamp with all of your little stamp icons, and these all have coordinating thin cuts. So little boots and ear warmers, ice skating socks, and then a little cup of yummy warm, maybe hot chocolate with the whipped cream, and a little beanie and jacket. So very fun. These would be good for skiing too, with the little goggles and hats. So skiing pages, things like that. Here they've used it just for kids having fun in the snow. I've got lots of pictures of that, like that, of my kids when they were little, because we do get snow here at our house. Not a whole lot, but definitely comes maybe for about 3 weeks. We have a lot of snow and then it goes away, which is perfect, just right. Now these guys are super cute. Up at the top here it says, "Here we go again." So it's kind of like meh, Monday, something, you know, we all have that Monday feeling, especially when we work Mondays. But the bear and then the cat, this little bunny, and then the dog all looking kind of like, really? Do I have to? So I think that we're going to see some fun stamps or card making ideas coming from these characters. But the struggle is real. When life knocks you down, you know, and then you could kind of have like a rise and shine inside, get back up or take a nap. Hope it's bearable. So lots of different things. Feel like Monday, but why? So kind of just fun sentiments there. And then a drink kind of happy hour stamp. So all of these are thin cuts, and then you have the stamp sentiments to go with them. So you can kind of create, your own custom look here, like the martini or daiquiri, and then different little garnishes that you can put with your drink. And then of course they have cheers or let's party, happy birthday, save water, drink champagne. Okay, that's probably my favorite sentiment on this set. That is just too funny. I love that. Makes me laugh. Now this one here, if you guys have been following me, you know I like to read, and I did, I documented some books I was reading not that long ago with the layout here on my channel. So when I saw this, I was like, yes, I have to have this. I'm so excited. And it has a cat, because I have cats and they're always sitting on my stuff. So I'd rather be reading Stampin' Thin Cuts. So we have this stack of books, book club, books with glasses and coffee, because coffee and books just go together, do they not? But these would make really nice, stamped images for cards for teachers, school related, other things, not just documenting what you're reading. So definitely a must have. I cannot wait to use this. Look at the little shelf with the little books and an alarm clock and then a little plant. And I love it. It says, I'd rather be reading. Don't make me go back to reality. Fiction addiction, get lost, my happy place, bookish, my weekend is booked, and book club. Super cute. Very, very excited about that one. Can you tell? This one is called Star of the Show stamp set. So they have documented kind of like, it looks like a play. So recitals or school plays or anything like that. Or maybe even if you went to a play or to a movie or something like that, you could use some of these icons. That would be fun for that. So this is a cute stamp. Another little ticket. I love tickets. Oh no, we're almost at the end here. Maybe that's good because your list is getting long. These are the stamps of the month. This is October and this is November. So remember when I mentioned the VIP program, if you spend $50, you get your stamp of the month for free. Otherwise, if you're not a VIP, you get the stamp of the month, or you can get the stamp of the month for $5 with your qualifying purchase. These are fun Christmas-inspired sentiments. This one, it says it's the most wonderful, crossed out, exhausting time of the year. Wishing you a long winter's nap this Christmas. May the blessings of the first Noel fill your heart with peace and joy. Wishing you a happy, healthy, peaceful, and hug-filled new year. And very thankful, incredibly grateful, unbelievably blessed, mainly for you. So really nice sentiments there. And you can see they're big. They take up, a big part of your card. So that's always kind of fun because it makes for a quick card. Now this is called Christmas Snowflake Mandala. And I'm excited to see what the creative design team is doing with this, because I know some of these girls are using this stamp for their cards in the 31 Days of Christmas Cards event, and I've seen some sneak peeks and it's gorgeous. So they have a couple different looks. They've stamped it around the edge, it looks like, and then here they probably stamped that on candy apple and then cut that out. There are no coordinating dies for these, so that would be a fussy cut option, which I don't mind fussy cutting. That doesn't bother me at all. As long as you have a good pair of microtip scissors, fussy cutting is not so bad. This is the December stamp of the month. So very cute little woodland creatures. So we have some twigs here and then just some pine boughs. And these are kind of fun because see how they made it look like a tree's coming in from the side of the card just by stamping them horizontally. So that was kind of a fun look. I wonder, I haven't played with this yet, but maybe you could stamp on the trees and make them not just be naked trees, but have pine, actual needles on them as well. But I like the woodland creatures. I think the fox is my favorite. I think he's cute. So it's bunny, raccoon, squirrel. I have all of these living in my yard from time to time. So I think they're just kind of cute little guys. So that completes this catalog. Oh, one more. This is the Operation Smile stamp set. So this one goes to benefit the Operation Smile charity, which is a nonprofit organization which does surgeries on children born with cleft palate. So very, very important work they're doing, and the proceeds from this stamp go to support that charity. So very, very pretty. Thank you for being the reason Thank you for being the reason I smile. Smile more, worry less. Your smile makes life more beautiful. Let your smile change the world, but don't let the world change your smile. That's very nice. One day I caught myself smiling for no reason, and then I realized I was thinking of you. Very, very nice sentiments. So that's it. Now we're done with the catalog. Let me know what your favorite paper pack is, or your favorite stamp set. What's on your Christmas wish list for this catalog? This is a fun layout. Did you guys see the one Julie did? She recreated this on one of our shaker collabs for the creative design team over on her public YouTube channel called the Scrap Zone, but she recreated this layout in different colors. You should check that out if you haven't seen it, because it turned out really neat. I'll bring those cards in one last time for those of you that want to take a look. Again, this is the freshly baked. Some of them are from the workshop, some of them are from my own design. And then we have the Christmas story designs here. So fun. Such pretty, pretty Christmas colors. Okay, thank you so much for tuning in, guys. Oh, look, that guy's upside down. We don't want that. And I will catch you next time. If you are looking for more inspiration, you can catch these videos right here. And thanks so much for watching. Bye.